Oops, I was muted all that time. Okay. So anyway, some people need to reconsider the way that they think. If I chose to be here where I'm at now, by all means, blame me for your misfortune. What you're not going to do is sit on your platform behind a voice and make it seem like I'm the cause of your downfall. Miss me with that, please. I have been through enough. Enough is enough. But you haven't had enough. I've been meditating since, and I'm not here to brag, but I've been meditating since a little girl. And a lot of times when you practice things over and over again, sometimes people can master their minds. The one reason why certain ethnic people have it the way that they have it in life is because it takes that one person with a house full of their own together with togetherness. Y'all are broken. For some, you're broken people. You're broken people. You're hateful people. You cannot, like, it's like, I understand the generational curses. Take, for instance, and I've heard this before, but it made a lot of sense years down the line that people would not know why they call it generational curses. So let me help you a little bit. Take, for instance, for an example, that you're pregnant and you're angry. You're with a man, and that man has a certain type of anger about him. Would you not create that within a child? We go off sometimes to ourselves. Sometimes unfortunate things happen because of the lack of support. And you want to tell me that you have all this support around you, that for some you go to college and drop out of college because of what? Or you're just around just because you want to be in the way. Why? No one cares about what's going on in these streets. What's not going to happen when you come here, you're going to elevate. I'm not with the mess. It's a difference if I chose to have been here. My flight was not here. So if I chose and depicted, meaning that I studied where I wanted to go, or I had some type of um, free will to go where I wanted to go, I would have researched this place, known about this place, which I've never known about where I'm at, and I would have came. So miss me with the voice behind. It's not working. It sounds good. For instance, let me say this. You get around people that, and I grew up in the church, and I wrote my parents. I wasn't seen. I wrote them. I called them. The people that I was around as a young girl, they welcomed me in with open arms. I never knew love in my life and support in my life before. The miraculous decision that I made at 16 or 18 to be in Florida and to see the malnutrition of the mental state of mind of my people was ridiculous. And it still is. When I say broke, if you ever hear me say broke, let me classify that because I want to. It's needed. You're broke. You're broke from within. You're hurt from within. Everything that you went through, you find that one person to take all that garbage out on and say it's their fault because they misspoken or people make mistakes. But that's one thing about people where I'm at. You don't let go. Now, to come here in my home, you're going to have some type of godliness about you. We ain't about them streets. We ain't about selling nothing over here. We ain't about no corruption over here. I'm going to stand in what God has allowed me to stand in. And see, when I say God, it's an infinite source, which is not seen, that had embodied a bloodline, more than one. Not just from one color either. Because I know what I know and I keep that to myself. And I go back to how the airlines treated me. A lot of times I was stranded. I had people following me, the army, the gentleman that's a part of the army, some craziness that I was unaware of. That just by me taking a chance or a leap, I've never taken a leap of faith in my life that God wasn't there in my life. I have resented as a human being not taking on the portion of my life that would have made me stand out more. Denying the fact that, okay, I could have been social media famous. I don't need your validation. I don't need to feel important. Life is going to life on its own. Bringing that which is not of substantial peace or abundance within cannot be regulated from without yourself. The reason why a lot of different ethnic groups of people are prosperous is because that one mind is being unified, is being supported. No one is fighting and tugging against it. I first people from within. You know what you did. You know how you just poked. Some people hide behind the title. See, it's things that went on in my home that I can only write about. And you got to catch it when you catch it. Type that I won't say. It's things in New York when I was in New York that I saw that I would not say. But it's being revealed on certain type of platform. That doesn't make me better than you. So why are you so bitter? I humbly accept that I'm a mess up. I humbly accept that things are not going the way that I wanted to go, but I'm still having a heart to have clarification, not just for myself, but for others. Someone that was around that how I would want to be treated. I played it forward because when I went to Atlanta on my own, pick up the phone and call my dad, call my mom. I would write them. I stayed out the way because of what I seen. I wasn't about it. I looked into it, but I don't like not having free will. The title pastor, evangelist, divine, spiritual don't mean nothing. Your title means nothing when you're not adhering to your mission statement or to your job title. Some people do more harm than help. And so this way of thinking, I left. The Christianity mindset, they can see for some, and it's spiritual too, spirituality or people that's whatever you may uh, phantom in your mind to think about what type of, whatever religion, whatever spirituality that you may think of in your mind. You have a lot of people, not just in Christianity, not just white, not just black, not just female, not just male, crying. And because of the group, see, the group that supports you makes you feel like what you're doing is right. To come against somebody, to think that you need to stop them, make it make sense. You're only stopping yourself. For me to keep my mouth closed and focus on what's in my life, what's going on in my life, and speaking when the Most High tells me to speak is none of your business to condemn. It's so much important information that I have gained, and I would not share it because it's none of your business. But when it's time, it's going to be time for what it's time for. I'm not your competition. And see, this is the thing. I sat back and I watched a young individual, a woman around me lie and still accepted her. I watched men in my area do each other wrong and still try to show them by example. But it comes a time when you gotta be like, these people are really cursed. They're really broke. They're broke mentally. They're broke in their heart. What has happened to certain people, and even myself at one point, it took years for me to overcome until the rebirth. Being saved and being saved of what I thought was being saved wasn't what I was taught. Being reborn wasn't about what I was taught of being reborn. Some people use biblical teachings. Certain people use certain knowledge to curse other people and work against other people in gangs, in groups. And it's easy to believe a lie. When you know a dog don't have spots or a cat doesn't have spots, and a person's telling you, oh, that cat has spots. You got people that believe that that cat has spots and knowing that that cat doesn't have spots. I'm not entitled to have, I have no time off. And the time off that I give myself, it looks like it. Even when a person works a 9 to 5 or however many hours you work, you have a day off. I don't. My life is not your life. Do not compare my life to you. To have that mindset to govern, meaning a group of people that thinks one mind alike, and to see my people doing that, I can give and give and give and give and give. Nobody cares about your silence and about you not saying anything. That's psychology, reverse psychology BS. Because I watched you, ma'am. And I'm talking about my own people. The other woman I was talking about on my live, that was a Caucasian woman on her platform. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of not being able to express myself how I feel. Worried about what you're going to think. Striking me, you already did it. When I say strike me, I'm saying in my life. Take from me, follow me. Knowing that how you're treating people and what you have been through did not bring you any type of justification or resolve. Nothing. It only brought you pain. So why do you not understand however you want to say it? Because we academize over here. It's harder to be on your own, to have a thought. Because I know what isolation is. I've been isolated myself before seeing other people isolate themselves. And that's half of all my life. So when God is saying move in your passion, move in what I have given you the ability to move in, and I do that, why do you have a problem with it? So I came to certain people to test their heart, not even to test it, but their heart was being tested anyway. Whether they know it or not, it's not that I said, oh, I'm going to test their heart, but I had more, let me say this, I know love, and this is not love. This is a whole bunch of group of people underhandedly dismissing the truth. To be a part, to be paid out, to take their selves out, to even speak on that, for what reason? If something is not positioned the way it needs to, why don't you come to that person and say something? Why do you make it so? Why do you self-sabotage? I'm not a cop. I'm a mom. And the things that no one wants to know me. They want to know what they can get from me. So keep moving the way you move. You're not damaging nothing that God has already put in play. I motivate myself. I love that song, Flipper. I love that. I love her spirit. And you come against me in a way of fictitiousness to make it look real. People, just like people are not real. Do you think me watching something and seeing that of a human being is real? Did you not manipulate it? When I said something to the effect about what's going on in another part of the world, I meant what I said. I meant what I said. Y'all ain't making it make sense to yourself and to others. Y'all want somebody to be afraid, low vibration, and I feel all of that. I'm not just gonna pull the plug on somebody that has just totally lost their sense of awareness. What I have to do is stay steadfast and work through let the course run out. I'm not giving up on my mission. God will put people in your life to deliver a message. God will put people in your life to deliver a message. I'm not running from my calling. I don't care who slips in and slips out. I'm not in these streets. What y'all are trying to do is force me to be something that I'm not. I'm supposed to be somewhere in a luxury apartment and I'm here in a ghetto. You can laugh now. The righteous prevaileth much. Prevaileth, however you say it. The righteous prevaileth. I'm doing all the extra, right? The righteous will do justification. I don't care how silly I look or how I stumble over my words. I've been through too much for God to let his hands off of me or take his hands off of me. Sometimes I'll overtalk or I'll be so much trying to get what I need to get out. Correct me if you need to, because I do need correction, but not in the way that some of y'all are trying to correct me. You're doing it from self-hate. You're doing it from a place where you've gotten paid to do it. Give me a moment, y'all. I don't know how right I am about this. Give me a moment. I still got a little cough. I'm not sick. I'm not sure what these people are trying to conjure up, but the way they move is ridiculous. It's straight ridiculous. Y'all got to do better with y'all people. Y'all got to do better. Because like what it's looking like is people that are family, that are doing things to family members and allowing things to go wrong in their life, and people are giving up on themselves. They want to give up on their life. And I'm dealing with trying to help a person not harm themselves. That's what's going on right now, okay? So I'm working with a person to not harm themselves. I'm not gonna harm anybody. And I don't know if y'all brought a person around me to make it look like I harmed that person, because y'all wanna make that person so deep down depressed. Just keep constantly creating devastation in their life by catering to what everybody else is doing, being like everybody else. And so that person think that they gotta be that way. Anyway, I think my word is enough. I think my word is just enough. Put on my sandals. I'm not gonna have individuals come in my home, especially a young lady that I've been assisting. She don't look her age. She don't look her age. And I question her age. So I'm keeping her, at one point I was keeping her safe. And I asked how old she was. She told me she was grown. I asked around how old she is. She's grown. No. Now I go to my mailbox. Now I'm right at the mailbox, right? Can you see that? Wait, I'm here at my mailbox. Okay? Now, this is my mother's last name. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this together. And I'm going to put this back in here, and I'm gonna put return to sender. Because what these people are trying to do is do isolation spells. And what I mean by that is when people come around being paranoid and knowing that how they've been treated ain't right. They know that. They know these people ain't right. They know their family ain't right. But they want somebody to save them, and they refuse to adhere to the truth. Now, I had a witness of who gave me this. It was a black man, and he said I could get this, okay? Give me a moment. I hope y'all don't see my face. But we keep on. Now, I'm gonna write right here, return to sender. Pen running out. So that's my mama's last name that adopted Presley. And they wonder why, like, things was looking the way it looked sometimes when they came around. I'm only one person. I have no mother or father. I'm out here on my own. Literally. And I see how people stand around and talk about what they're going through and allow that to continue on in their life. That's not me. I didn't have help to reconstruct my mind to make the decision whether to leave or stay. But I did have help with the journey. I had loving melanated people, loving white people When I was in Logan'sville, Georgia, I stayed with a white couple. I had my own apartment. I had my own place to stay. And I would, on the weekends, go to church with this white woman and her husband. And I would stay in the house with the white couple and her daughter. So all this hate, you can miss me with that. I'm not hearing it. If you want something to be different, and you're saying a certain race of people or certain people that, whoever, in position, not in position, I don't know, is being a certain way, why don't you do something different? Why do people come out of a circumstance just to be stuck? How is that working for you? If it's not working for you, that's innately on its own, showing you that it's not working. So why are you still working something that ain't workable? Get another pen. They say I help people, and they lie on me, and they know people are liars, but the pure fact, I don't know if y'all can see that. The pure fact that I've helped these people when I needed people to be in my life. Now you can see that. I'm gonna tell you what it says. It said return to sender. That's what it say. So now, right here, show y'all. Now my mother that passed away years ago, her name is Presley. I'm not from here, y'all. These people have been mailing me stuff in the mail of people that have been deceased in my life. There's no Presleys here that should, at this place. There's no Presleys. You're still messing around, stealing my money. See who I met. What's his name? I can't think of this man's name, but I met him in Atlanta at Greyhound, and he's at the shelter that I was at. Out of all the places, my baby was a lap baby, and it was a purse I lost that had my belongings. I was in a shelter in Atlanta, Georgia. And I don't know if that shelter is still open or not, but it was an open shelter, like a open space, and women was on one side, men was on the other side, but it wasn't like the one that's here. Like you ate together, but you wasn't on campus like that, like so close together. It wasn't a campus setting. And Michael Singleton. His name is Michael Singleton. And what I'm saying, I didn't say he did anything. I'm saying that I met Michael Singleton 18 years ago. I was taking my son to see his dad. I had to make the preparations to do everything. So anybody that's in a relationship that got child support and baby mama drama, I'm a woman that dealt with that. I wasn't put on child support because I was keeping my baby. But I would have to pay my baby daddy to take care of our son. So what's your problem? Moving forward, that's what a grown person's supposed to do. a person with a child supposed to do? If the daddy ain't taking care of him, the mama got to take care of the baby. Period. So on my way back to Charlotte, North Carolina, I was staying that uptown Charlotte, North Carolina, where the Bank of America, the like the headquarters of Bank of America. Okay. I was staying in that area, and the van that picked me up from the shelter, I had all my stuff, all my clothes, my baby clothes. It was a black purse. It had my ID, Social Security in it, and everything. My flight destination was not here. Somebody met me on the top of the floor at the airport and, handed me some money. But I'm like, how did you know I was up there? So, put two and two together. Y'all sit in my face and play with me like, y'all didn't steal my money. And you want to come for me and take me out. You got people sitting around my home. And the cops ain't doing shh. Very few. Y'all would have to have people from out of state come here, if you care. Because where I'm at, even when I called to make my presence known to a certain headquarter, that was for my protection. What y'all doing here, I was not supposed to be here. Why is Michael Singleton in the shelter where I'm at and we're Facebook friends? How I knew that it was him. I've never dated him, never had any relations with him. He was a truck driver. And I was just solely Facebook friends. How this correlates, how me meeting Michael Singleton and him at the shelter where I was placed in after I told these people what I was going through in Arizona, how they put me in this shelter to just spite me, I don't know. They purposely did that, these women. In fact, standing in that hotline, it was two young girls that was in front of me. And I wanted them to have a placement. I was gonna not have a place to stay. Because if that was my kids, my daughter, I would want someone to have done the same thing. I don't need your hand claps or your validation. I want what's mine. You're gonna talk about how I spend my money. I still got what I have as far as my laptop. I spent close to $400, yeah, on that laptop. You brought individuals my way that you know shouldn't have been in the public to harass me. And ain't nobody doing nothing. Sometimes I'll look out my window and cops will be there, like, surrounding, but nobody came to me with nothing. Nobody talked to me about nothing. You want to say I have a problem? The problem is what has been going on in my life for so many years. Talk about the investments that I put into my career. Talk about me taking care of my son, my kids, when I could, the oldest ones. Y'all tried to set things up to look so like you wanted it to keep my money. I don't have food stamps, so when I eat. I couldn't go on my phone to apply. Laugh. But somebody like me shouldn't be suffering. Please don't. If you don't do your research, I don't want to hear somebody repeat something because I said it. I want you to dig deep. Because it's somebody that fancies me, that's possibly on a team to discover the truth. And the truth is, I'm not a thief. I think we've uncovered that on my live, and I also put the recordings up that these people are basically bullies in Arizona, Tucson, that is lying. You're calling about Charlotte, North Carolina. That has nothing to do with your jurisdiction at all. Who are you? Calling from a 520 number? Like, you think I'm gonna answer because of what? I'm a grown woman that is going through a normal, let me sit up. I'm a grown woman that's going through normal things in life in these circumstances. And for you to play on my mental intelligence, you don't think they're winding down with what is the truth about what was stolen? Why am I by these people? Why am I not at the luxury apartment? And I tell people, like, cops, and I have a thing with the cops because I just do. When I say a thing, I have something. I don't like how y'all handle things, how y'all allow certain people to get away with things. If we have to call on the neuroscientists in Miami and certain people in New York that has certain facilities and centers to express what it looks like to be addicted versus whatever you're trying to say, that's already done. Look up the neuroscientist in Miami, somebody that's working this case, and talk to him. Look up the information of the centers in New York City that allow certain people to do certain things. Try to connect the dots of what I'm talking about. Because you're saying somebody is not responsible. When you have put your hands so far up the empty pole that you ain't coming out with nothing. Fake added on facts. Try to condition it or try to manipulate it to be the way you wanted it to look like. I didn't come here for anything. So let me see if I can. Trying to set me up to make it look like I done used somebody's mail. I'm gonna show y'all what came back to me in a minute. Matter of fact, let me do this like this. Now, this is my mother that passed away years ago. My mother used to work at Walmart, and I stay across the street from a Walmart. I was dragged at this Walmart. That's her last name. And they keep harassing me. It's harassing me. And they're keeping the story going to capitalize off of it on social media and want to act like they are in agreement on my side, but all they're doing is subliminally talking to each other. They don't want to get caught. That's how I feel. I could be wrong. Let me see something. Give me a moment. because I get this same similar income, and I was injured as a child in the care of Department of Children's Services that did nothing about it. I was adopted twice, excuse me, y'all. And every time they mailed me mail with my deceased people on it, I went through a spiral of depression as I should have. That's normal. And it only made me stronger, but they have isolated me to have no one around. They're good at what they do. The setup is real. I'm not in your business. Why are you in mine? I'm not a threat. What's going on has nothing to do with none of y'all. Stay away. Stay out of it. Please. So, what I did, I certified mailed this to the Social Security office, which was another guy's information that I received the same thing in my mail, thinking it's my mail, and I automatically just opened it. And this is Alonzo Mayo, right? The post office person that was in the car walked back to my door and gave this back to me. Said that the address at Wykes, what is it? Barrel, something like that, PA 18767-7620 doesn't exist. Here's the certified stamp on it for them to take it and to have something to show forth that they received it. And I wrote on the back my concerns. And I apologize because at that moment I didn't immediately turn it in, but I'm not using this man's information. That's how they trying to set it up, because that's what happened to me in Atlanta. So everything that they did, they're trying to cover their tracks to make it look like I'm the dishonest person, projecting. And I said, I, LaKayla Booker, received disability because I received mail from, and I received it because of injuries and the turmoil of what I've been through as a child. Okay? Trauma. Stop playing with me. No, stop playing with yourself. You're not me, and I'm not you. I'm not supposed to be broke, because I'm not broken from within like that either. To even be called broke and to live like this amongst some of these heathens, ungrateful people. Ungrateful. I know love. When I went to Atlanta, that was love. This right here is a setup to shut you up and take you out. Okay, it says, this address only without working. Hold on. I received this address. Hold on. At this address, only without looking at the name, I accidentally opened it. I, LaKayla M. Booker, did not use this info for reasons recovering from depression. I had this for some time. I, LaKayla Booker, do not steal or lie about who I am. Give me a moment. The right thing to do is to return. Is to return this information. Give me a moment. Is to return to sender. Again, I received what I received. Okay. See my info that I also put in the envelope, which is the same thing similar to this. I also put the envelope because mail of my mom, Presley Rachel, has been mailed to my now address, along with insurance info that I have returned to local post office. Because of info that was mailed reminding me of my mom that adopted me passing. I underwent a depression. It took me some time to mail this info back. I want to be honest. I accidentally opened the letter addressed to Alonzo. I don't and I have not used his personal information at all. And they sent this back to me. This was certified mail. That was certified mail. Now, look at this. Look what they do again. Look how trifling they are. Now, action required. Look at this. Action required. This is old. I don't care how it looks. This is from where? I don't care how that look. And this was date, because I was going through a depression. What you say? And then they have this right here. Why? Why, if she was here at this address, why put current resident? What's that about? And this says this. I'm gonna read it. Excuse me. It says, the United States Postal Service recently received a USPS change of address, COA, request that requires additional identity verification before being activated. The security of your mail is very important to us, so we have put your request on hold until successfully identifying verification is received. If you submit a change, which I did, of address, went in with my ID. Address requested, please go to the managemymove.usp USP https //manage.mymove.usps.com and enter the confirmation code provided above along with the zip code of the new address from your COA. You will then be prompted to enter an 8-digit activation code from the top of this letter. Once these steps are completed, your COA will be active and mail will begin forwarding. By confirming you are agreeing to the below USPS change of address terms, U.S. Warrants represents and agrees that interaction with the service is for sole purpose of to facilitate and manage a change of address, and that you are the person, executor, guardian, authorized officer, or agent of the person for whom mail would be forwarded under this action. You acknowledge and agree that anyone submitting false or inaccurate information through this service may be subject to punishment by fines of imprisonment or both under Section 21001, 1702, and 1708, or Title 18 United States Code. If you did not submit the request, please be assured that this change of address request has not been processed and no further actions is required. You may disregard this notice. Thank you for being a USPS customer. I told you I was supposed to receive something from my mama, and they stole my purse. My purse was in a shelter van in Atlanta, Georgia. It was a shelter that was over there by the Greyhound in Atlanta, Georgia. The jails are over there, or the jails are over there. Social Security, I don't know if Social Security is in that area, but in that area, it was like a warehouse shelter. I believe it was a white van. And I left, I'm a single parent, man, trying to do for my son. About time I got through talking to Michael, I forgot I left my goddamn purse in the back of the van. And these people had my identity ever since. Why is Michael Singleton at the shelter here in a whole new different state? After the fact that I was in Tucson, Arizona, why was I um, like pulled into this area? This was not my stop of my flight. So why is this girl talking about she want to be me from New York? That's rude. These people have tried to threaten my life. They like to have knives and things like that around. They want to scare me. I don't know these people like that for them to do that. So that makes me suspicious of them being a part of it. Let's make it make sense. Any camera footage that someone else has can be subpoenaed and is being subpoenaed. I'm gonna make it make sense, y'all. I'm gonna make it make sense for you. I'm not, you're not gonna sit here and tell me how I'm not living my life appropriately. And whatever I'm doing, I'm you. That's why I said we need to get them centers in New York that regulate certain things. You sell certain things in stores that I would not say. Because it ain't none of my business. And it's okay for you to do it. And it ain't weed. And it ain't no other type of drugs. But certain things y'all sell in certain stores. I'm not getting nobody in no trouble. They're regulated to do that. So don't come for me and talk about how you think that I should react or be when you've done so much and I still yet seeded into what I wanted to do for others. Unselfishly. So don't talk about how I spend my money. I need my maid. I have enough to get a maid. I have enough to have it made. And that's not going to change my heart. The people here will not do what they're going to do. A person that was really on doing their job would have been closed it out. They're not. They're looking at me be harassed. They find enjoyment of that. And by chance, if anybody from Phoenix, Arizona has purchased a private eye to watch me wearing tights shouldn't have nothing to do with you. If that was for me. Everything ain't for me. I want my stuff back. Why would you have deterred my flight, stopped my flight to be here? Y'all, my flight has been stagnated more than 3 times. Y'all play in your own face. I'm not saying anything to get me incriminated. Y'all did what y'all did. I want what's mine, and I'm going to get it. Why are y'all mailing me action is required, and then it says current resident? Well, with Valerie, I almost spelled like Maria, without the V, A. You keep the A-R-I-E. That's Maria. That's my name, my middle name. Presley is my mom's name. Rachel, that died. In Pensacola, Florida. Why you think my dad's shoes, his name was on the shoebox in the Walmart? They know. I think she knows. The gig is up. Like, whoever, come on, man. I know somebody out there that's show yourself, man. I think he did. But like, come on, man. Be consistent. These hoodlums ain't it. I'm following through with what I need to because these people talking about taking their lives and they come by and I try to uplift them the best way I can, but god dang, they can't ride on these wings with me. Where they gonna fit? Huh? I get called all types of bees. Oh, you think that because you got a place to stay? These are jealous men. Y'all put me in a shelter with a bunch of jailhouse hurt people. Everybody that go to jail ain't hurt. People come out successfully healed. Healed. These people They want something for nothing. They lie. Some of these people are, their health ain't right. All they care about is moving me out the way. That's it, to be in my stuff. And they dare you to say anything back to me. The last person that was seeming humble, I had to witness this woman throw a butcher knife across the street where it's kids that's outside playing. But thank God the kids weren't outside playing, but she's so peaceful. I took seeing this person say certain things, and I'm not saying this woman is a part of it. I can't prove that. But what I can say is that she's not quiet. She's loud. And things that certain people say, I had an opportunity to have that individual to come here to witness the truth. And I said no. I didn't want to follow in that gossip. But what I did talk about online, I talked about it. What I did show for it is my life. I don't care where you were going. People have misunderstandings, but your hate goes so deep that you question me why I act the way I act. There was people outside my home that I was concerned about, and I think you, for some, saw that on my live when it was cards. I'm not a part of setting nobody up. I'm the victim that they're trying to make to be, but I'm very victorious. Certain people have made themselves known. This ain't got nothing to do about the streets. Mind your business and leave me out of it. But I know that there's a lot of people that's trying to come for my life. They sit over there by that brown store. They just sit out there. I can say other things, but you're not going to touch me. Y'all need to place that security back at where he was. And if you got a new one, get the new one. And we need people that's not from here to regulate this mess. Oh, shoot. I think they do. And they're closer than you think. So I want to say thank you to the gentleman that made his presence known. And thank you. And I can say less. Y'all release a lot of people from where y'all released them from. And we ain't talking about how the person that was in position that did that. That's not what I'm talking about. What y'all are doing are making decisions outside of common sense. I'm talking about in 2025. Y'all give opportunities for people that came out of prison to own homes, to question me about what I'm doing personally, just so the person can lash back out on me and compare me to him. I'm gonna say something. If you've been in prison, a woman, any person, period, don't want to hear that. Only time we want to hear that is when you have has had an effect positively in your life. And that's where we want to stay. Everything ain't cookies and ice creams and cookies and creams and vanilla shakes and chocolate shakes and marshmallows and mushroom pizzas and hamburgers with lettuce and tomatoes and cheese and stuff like that with that real cheese on it. Life ain't always like that. Sometimes it's like noodles and oodles. Which flavor you gonna choose? Please stop choosing my flavor, because it don't go well with your chemistry. You might be allergic to it. What's mine is mine. I'm dead ass. What's mine? And that statement right there, when I say that statement is mine, I'm not going to shut up. Unless in God tell me to shut up, and when it's time appropriately for me not to say anything. But I've been shut up and hushed mouth, just like you have the right to remain silent as people in this place for too long. Y'all don't love yourself. I want somebody lay back and say, I'm a puppy, rub me on my back. I'm a dog, a nasty dog, vomiting and everything. Somebody come clean this. That's how it's supposed to be. I've been through too much. I need my money for my marriage. I need a mental break. Stop letting people walk. Y'all don't let them people walk in my house in Arizona. Real talk, they don't let them walk in my house. I gave them my address to come. They ain't even know which door to come to, so they walking up in my That's why people trying to compare my stuff to theirs. How neat and clean they are, but how junky they are. So what? My life is not your life. Accept your support. I've been through the rigor mortis of your messed up life. To keep what's mine away from me because you think I'm not deserving. No one placed you in that situation to say yes or nay. I haven't been to any courts about my mother leaving me anything. I haven't received nothing. If anybody came to Tucson, Arizona, it was a young boy. I didn't even recognize this boy. If they brought my son back to me, they took him back. I believe they brought my son to my house. He was in a suit. But he was real big, overweight. I did not recognize him if that was my son. It was a white man with a black boy in Tucson, Arizona. The kidnapping is real about my son. And a lawyer did confirm that. They left me without family, a leg to stand on. They said I was crazy, that I couldn't budget my money. Well, if I had a husband, that boy, or a significant other, what's the problem? Make it happen, Captain. And let's get to getting, because that's my money. Nobody gave me anything. These people are still harassing me. And my downfall of how things around me when I'm by myself is a normal thing under the circumstances. And anybody would tell you that. No friends. I had 2 guys come and clean up, help me clean. And I appreciate that. A lot of y'all have one mind. You're entitled. You help these people out, they never been helped before. And I understand that. I've been through situations when I was in Georgia, Logan'sville, Georgia. My baby's father was an artist. He could draw real good. All my baby's father, 2 baby's fathers, both of them are artists. Both of them can draw. I have 3 kids. They're all grown. But when I was in Logan'sville, Georgia, my ex drew a mural with the dolphins around the wall. Big house. And I didn't know how to take someone showing me something versus giving me something, because I never had help like that before. So when she was letting me view something, I didn't know that I was supposed to give it back. Like if it was, say, like a picture, a frame or something, I'm thinking she gave it to me because I'd never been helped in my life. Nobody never gave me nothing. So these people have a long way to go and don't want to be taught right. Don't want to do right for themselves. It's gimme, gimme, gimme. I will set you up. I will beat you. I will have you set up to be beat up, robbed, taken out of here, all of that. And you can nurture these people back to life. I will not hear a young girl say that she came out of the hospital being poisoned and affiliate myself with anything with her of substance. Beer, weed, or nothing. Y'all gotta go. So while you bringing a guy around to Pound Town, he gotta go. Because that man, he heard what you said, man, young lady. And I had to confront her today in her face, because every time I call her, she ignores me. Let me get you one thing, 2 things for sure. Y'all like to say something? stuff. It's a Mexican girl. Now, one of these trader took this girl's stuff to his job. Ma'am, this is still in the bag. Yo, look, that's still in here. Look, that's still in there. All right? Look, ma'am, your book, I don't know if this your book, ma'am, but it was up in here, in my house. That book right here, you see it? Your shoes, which I don't think you wore them yet, ma'am. They still unworn. Look, your book right here that you had, that you brought, that's still in here, ma'am. What else? Your perfume, I don't know what the top of it, your oil. I think you got a light over there somewhere too. That right there, that oil, ain't nobody used it, man. That's it. This been here about a month and a half. All right? Look at the shoes, the back, the bottom of your shoes, ma'am. Still like you left them with the, look at that. Ain't no feet print of nothing. I ain't do nothing to that. Okay? There you go. You trying to say I stole something. This is a bag. Probably a few odds and ends of stuff she left over. You got that light up in here. You got all your stuff up in here, baby. Y'all trying to set it up because y'all knew my was in that thing, in that bag. But wait, this ain't all of it, ma'am. That TT, your purse was left here for about a month, and everything that you had in there and your clothes. I said, TT, come in. I said her name. Come get your hair done. I'll buy the hair. Never came. I said, you need to stay out of the streets, eat, and rest. And you want to do what you do. So yeah, I'm calling names. Cause she wanna pop off. Now, what else you got in there, man? Got something else. And I apologize for some of this stuff fell out this bag, being moved around like that. All right? Let me get Let me see. Hold on, y'all. I'm talking out loud while I'm moving around. So, y'all like to say, and it's a thing of toothpaste too. Hold on. Young man, you know you left this watch is still here. You done left it, came back for about 2 months or so, and your watch still here. Another one, somebody's phone, you know who this is. It's here. This your lighter, man. That lighter fluid, that little girl that I said I was gonna do her hair got that. She said it was hers. All right, all your stuff is here, and that little pillowcase, that white pillowcase, Trey took this bag and that white pillowcase and took it to his job and said he gave it to his boss, and they put it behind the desk. But I told him to come and get his back because the Mexican girl came and asked for her stuff. Okay? Yeah. So what you gonna say about that? That's a big deal to me. That I'm holding your stuff. I like nice shoes. If I was a thief, wouldn't be no holding back from that. And you got that little Crest toothpaste. It's still wrapped with it still has the seal on it. Moving around that bag, some of the stuff came out. I ain't gonna lie, I did try to use the light. The torch. I'm not stealing your stuff, man. Okay? I'm not a thief. Please handle this situation appropriately and stop playing in my face and playing in yours. I'm talking about the people that's on this case. I can't rush it. I gotta be patient. But for those that's locally watching this, stay out of my energy. You know that I treat you like a decent person. Ain't no criminal activities going on here. If you can't heal, talk about what you're going through effectively without draining my energy, you're welcome. Other than that, don't bring no criminal stuff over here. We don't steal from Walmart. Last person that did some stuff like that when I was around, this is what I helped them with. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, your Reebok shirt is hidden, sir. I don't be a lot of gagging with these people like that. That's your shirt, sir. Oops. Nah. Last time, this person don't stay here, but you tried to handle me and call them people on me, and I was only helping you. And then you turned around and did another whatever. So your mail is here, sir. I don't know what this is about, but stay out of trouble. So I helped somebody get their Social Security after I seen the lack of richness from within. Unbeknownst to me, because my mail was being messed with, I asked somebody, a gentleman, it ain't nothing like Atlanta, how the melanated men are towards the women, ain't nothing like that here. We're whores today. We're whores and prostitutes. We're sluts. We're dirty sluts. And we get talked to like they like low vibrational women. They like women that steals, that prostitutes. They like loose women. And I don't fit in here. It disturbs me how hateful these people are, how codependent they are to one another. It disturbs me. And the people that the officers act like it's normal. I mean, y'all can stop harassing people on the street, the officers, because y'all know what the hell is going on. Stop harassing innocent people. The same guy that called them people on me. It's nobody's business what these letters are, sir. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to touch your mail. I'm going to return that back to sender. I'm writing it on in there. I'm going to say, don't stay here. Because you don't. That's abusive. I've been abused since day one. Lied on since day one at the shelter. They lied and said I went in a men's dorm. And then turned around and said it wasn't me. Because the lady looked like me. They made her look like she had her hair, like the colors I had on, the staff. And then one of the staffs got locked up for fraud. But ain't nobody talking about that. All of them should have been that was doing it. She's a newcomer at the time. Oh, you ain't finna take my shit. Like, people was bringing females over unannounced. And they come with their bags, and the Mexican girl sitting in front of me telling me, well, like, she got her bag, left the bag, right? So what they tried to do was set it up, and the Mexican girl told me to get me kicked out of my house. She said, maybe they trying to get you kicked out and take over your place. I'm still here by myself. Camera got all of it. I needed that. I needed you to show your face on camera. What's going on in these streets, stop messing with me. Anything you gotta come and tell me, I'm not cops. You can talk to me about it. You don't have to be weird about it. And that man that's over there by the church, the Baptist church with his girlfriend, sir, you can't come stay with me. No, you're weird. No, you can't. You cannot come stay here. And I didn't take nothing from you. Now, I'm gonna let y'all see what I wrote. If you could see it. Okay? And I did. Ooh. And I'm gonna politely show y'all. And then even with this about my mom. That hurts y'all. As it should. Like, people are a lot of people, like in these stores and places I go to, repeat stuff I say. So however, y'all excuse that. However they got this rigged. However they got this thing rigged. Is this my door? Yeah. They got it rigged. I don't have no break, y'all, in my life. So things, you know, I have money to pay people to clean and help me out, but I ain't got that money or resources or none of that. Nobody came to me about nothing. Oops. Okay, so stop judging people. Stop judging me. Based upon your life, your unification and your marriage and how supportive you are. You're not lacking. You're just miserable for some. You're not lacking. You just want something to talk about. And this is where the young lady threw the butcher knife and nobody did nothing about. She's still at her place of business. So as long as she's feeding people, they work with her. That's how I feel. So I had 3 letters. 1, 2, and in the morning, we're going to come back out here or whenever, see if it's taken out. I think a pin top just fell. I'm mentally exhausted. I'm mentally exhausted. No breaks for me. Oops. Now, wait. 1, 2, 3. So those three letters, 2 different people. One with my mama's last name in it. And I'm doing this right here. Okay? And to the good cops that's protecting me. Let me humble myself. Because I don't want these people trying me like they think they can. I do have cops randomly that protects, like sit out there at times, and I be trying to tell people that, like, stop using what you see in my house to make your videos. And I know it's the girl that was here, so stop it, okay? I know that it's you. You feel some type of way because I'm not into that lifestyle. I'm not into that lifestyle. I don't like women, to each their own. And I want to say to everybody, stop passing judgment on people that you have no idea what they're going through and don't care of what they're going through. The people here, they want to take the insurance out on you and take you out type thing. So thank you for the cops that randomly comes through. And I be trying to tell these people, watch what you say and watch what you do. It ain't because I'm doing anything. Y'all know what I'm doing now. But it ain't like I'm in these streets robbing, stealing, and home. All right? They done put me through a distressful, keep running your mouth, the stressful situation, and I say keep running your mouth because what y'all talk about, those little subliminal messages, as if you're doing something about it or you care, you're not a part of the team that's helping. So please mind yourself. Keep my name off your platform. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.